using a Baitrunner reel for carp fishing. My reel of choice is a Shimano Baitrunner. I use 2500s and 4000 series, both Shimano. I've used them for a number of years and found them to be almost faultless. Let's go through the operation. The principle of the Baitrunner is that once your bait is set, that is cast out, tensioned up the line and then set, we want the fish, the carp in this case, to be able to take some line without feeling much resistance. As soon as they feel any resistance, the carp's natural instinct is to eject the bait. If we can keep the bait and subsequent hook in the carp's mouth area, we stand a chance of catching it. So this initial run, albeit a short run, so that it doesn't find any snags, can give us a chance to react to the run and strike. So let's look at a typical run when using a Baitrunner. The line coming off the fixed spool would meet the tension set by the drag on the front of the reel. The Baitrunner lever at the rear of the reel allows us to set the tension for the run. There's an adjustment at the rear of the reel where we can increase or decrease this tension. I set mine very light. Can you hear the clicking as the line is taken off the reel? If we hear this, see this, or see any indication on a possible bite alarm, all we need to do is to either flip the lever to lock the line to allow us to pick up the rod and strike, or turn the handle which disengages the Baitrunner lever and again locks the line. That in essence is the principle of the Baitrunner. When the Baitrunner is engaged, the line is free under our decided tension. The line is free for a carp to move away and enjoy the bait. Now, some instances we may adjust this tension with the adjustment at the rear, and we can tighten up. I hope you can see that by just a slight adjustment of the rear we can adjust the tension. The line still comes off the spool, but at a greater tension. I like mine set light. I want the carp to not feel anything. So that's the Baitrunner function of the Shimano 4000 Baitrunner. Setting the Baitrunner is one function of your fishing. You must remember to set the drag on the front of the spool before each fishing session. Things change with temperature, humidity, heat, any damp conditions. The setting of your drag on your clutch is of paramount importance. The clutch of this particular reel I've set to give line just below the breaking strain of my line. In this case I'm using 15-pound breaking strain monofilament. Now 15 pound is adequate for landing much bigger fish than 15 pound. But you do need to take care. The initial surge as a carp takes any bait can really put your line under strain. When the carp shakes its head as it takes any bait for the first time, it can break line so easily. So we may encounter breaking strains on the initial surge that are greater than the weight of the fish. Once playing the fish, when it's clear of any snags and it starts to leave the bottom, when it's in mid-water and towards the surface, it may well find renewed energy, a surge, shake its head and break your line, unless you set the drag to give line at the appropriate moment. What's the appropriate moment? Certainly below the breaking strain of your line. How do we establish that? I'm afraid it is experience, but if we were to pull on this line, there's a lever below the reel called anti-reverse. Can you hear it? Once this anti-reverse is on, the spool is locked and it doesn't want to give line. I've set the front drag of the clutch so that this line will be given and not break. Now, we don't want to take in line easily because we'll lose all our line and we'll never get the fish in. But we do want to get the fish in and not leave hooks and line trailing from the fish. So setting the front drag, which is adjusted by a thumb nut at the front, so once you've got your line on and the anti-reverse lever engaged, try pulling your line and adjusting the front nut until it just gives line before it would break. Again, I can only say that with experience you become adept at setting the clutch to suit whatever line you have. These spools are interchangeable and you may well have a few spare spools with different breaking strain lines on for different occasions and different venues. So get into the habit of, before each fishing session, of setting the drag of the front clutch to give line when you think it's below the breaking strain. So, to sum up, the parts of the Shimano Baitrunner Reel: you've got a handle with a anti-reverse function as a lever underneath that allows you to backwind. Backwind is another way of giving the fish line should it want it. Beware of using backwind and causing a build-up of loose line on your spool. Get used to clicking the anti-reverse on and off. It needs to become second nature so that you don't have to look or feel, you just know where the levers are on this reel. The front clutch nut, it's just a tension. If you're changing spools, you'll see the setup inside. I won't go into that today. Set the tension for the clutch so that it'll give line just below the breaking strain, and set your, when your anti-reverse is on and your bait runner's on, set your back drag on the bait runner to give line at the poundage that you decide. So get used to setting both clutch and drag to suit your wishes on that day. I hope you've enjoyed a quick look at the Baitrunner Reel, and that you continue to have fishing success when using. Thanks for watching.